Hi, I'm Robert, and welcome to this month's update of the Rhineland Railway Network. In this update, Venlo Yard has a tower and yard office added. There's a panel added for the Drenthe industrial area for switching. And there's some scenery additions, plus an Ecoduct. A what? Yes, an Ecoduct. So the Drenthe Industries panel is finally in place. So now the industries here can be easily switched out, maybe in ready mix concrete plant. The Groningen cold storage facility, fuel depot, and over the rear is the Four Farmers mixing feedstock mixing plant, and what will eventually become a need to scratch build that or find something for it, the produce transloading facility. Basically sugar beet and potatoes. And then this this area of the layout is ready for operations. All I still need to do is clean this up, fascia along here, so this looks reasonably okay, and then eventually I'll have a curtain or something down here for the underneath. So Kaifuk yard, it's ready. I still need to complete the scratch build of semi-scratch build of the rubbish transload facility. That's still a chore. We're down the list of ways, and then start scenicking up this area with the industrial road coming through here, I think. And one or two buildings, office buildings, etc. Generally start some serious scenicking work. Alright, one major panel left on the layout to complete. So project Cover the Helix part 2. The tarpaulin that I mentioned in a previous video, I've done some sky and cloud painting on it, and cut open some viewing holes at each level. Give some comfort that the train is actually still going up or down the helix. But the effect, I'm not quite sure about the effect yet. Or maybe just have one long vertical slit, because I'm not sure about these little sort of windows appearing. But I'm going to experiment further on how to cover the helix. This might be okay for a while, but I don't like really the effect of those windows. Look a bit Salvador Dali-ish, with a bit of surrealism in there. Alright, ongoing. So Venlo Yard has its yard tower now in place. Parking lot for the staff get to the tower and park the cars. And has a good view of all the tracks. And if it's evening, then there's some light available. So Venlo yard tower, ready to go. So from the other end of Venlo Yard now has its own yard office, access road and parking for the staff. Yard office where the crews can pick up their orders and have lunch and whatever they do. And it also has lighting. It's the yard office next to the conductor's wagon, so that's handy as well. So here we have Kaifuk Yard, the main yard of the layout, and it also now has combined yard, tower and yard office in that location at the moment. Still checking for the best location for the yard tower, but probably we'll go there because that has a good view of all the tracks. Still need to add lighting and that sort of thing, but Kaifuk now has its own yard, office and tower. Also been doing a little bit of scenery work here where the main line heads off into the rest of Europe, as it were. Scratch built a flat here to cover this light switch, so that light switch can go on and off, and that flat covers the light switch. I'm experimenting at the moment with what to do for the entrance to the module. I've built out of what is it? The bubble stuff. Built a tunnel entry. And figure out how to blend this in so that the rest of your module sort of is a little bit out of the way when looking from the layout side. Of course, this will all be painted. May add a little bit of landscaping and a lot of trees on here to sort of break the non-scenic part from the scenic part. So I had a bit of a brainwave. You're now looking at the Rhineland Ecoduct. An Ecoduct basically is a bridge for rabbits and badgers and deer and that sort of thing to cross from one nature reserve to another nature reserve. Here in Holland, for the last few years, a lot of these aqueducts have been built. I'll post a picture or two. Give you an idea. Also crossing railway lines. So the scenery block from the rest of Europe staging to the Venlo station is now the Rhineland Ecoduct. So the assumption is there's a nature reserve on both sides of the tracks, and this is the crossing area where little animals, deer, swine, badgers, all that sort of thing can cross from one nature reserve to another. So I could have put in a 4-lane highway, but decided to be a little bit green and put in the Ecoduct. So the Rhineland Ecoduct in place on the layout in its more or less final version. Blocking the view to the staging area. Where the trains will go to or come out of, as in this case.